Madrid was not ready. Nobody warned them. Nobody could have. When Bad Bunny stepped onto that stage for his second consecutive night in the Spanish capital, something in the air shifted, like the whole city collectively held its breath and forgot to let it go. Tens of thousands of people packed into that arena, shoulder to shoulder, voice to voice, heartbeat to heartbeat, and every single one of them was about to witness something they would be talking about for the rest of their lives. That is not an exaggeration. That is just what happened. Turn the volume up, but keep it low. This is rap deepest secrets, the one place the labels can't control, exposing the codes, the cover-ups, the real cost of fame. Help us demonetization by subscribing. Now back to the video. Let us rewind for a second. Bad Bunny is not just a reggaeton artist. He is not just a Latin trap sensation. He is a cultural force, a movement, a phenomenon that has broken every ceiling people thought existed for a Spanish-speaking artist on the global stage. This man has sold out arenas across the world, topped charts in countries where people do not even speak the same language as his lyrics, and still managed to keep that raw, unfiltered energy that made people fall in love with him in the first place. So when Madrid got a second night, people already knew it was not going to be an ordinary show. But what actually went down, that was on a completely different level. The moment he opened with Tití Me Preguntó, the crowd erupted like a volcano that had been building pressure for years. That song, for anyone who has been living under a rock, is one of those tracks that hits different in a live setting. It is the kind of song where every single person in the room knows every single word. And when thousands of voices all hit the same line at the same time, it creates this wall of sound that you feel in your chest more than you hear with your ears. Bad Bunny knows exactly what he is doing when he opens with that energy. He's not easing the crowd in, he is throwing them straight into the deep end and daring them to drown. Nobody drowned, everyone rose. He moved across that stage like a man who owned not just the building, but the entire city of Madrid. His presence is something that is genuinely hard to describe to someone who has never seen it in person. On screen, he looks confident. In real life, the man is magnetic in a way that pulls you in without even trying. Every gesture, every look, every pause between lyrics, it all lands with weight. The crowd was not just watching a concert. They were inside one big shared experience, a collective dream that Bad Bunny was conducting like a maestro who had swapped the orchestra for bass lines and trap drums. And then the night took a turn that nobody saw coming. Just when people thought they had a handle on what the show was, just when they thought they knew the rhythm of the night, the stage lights shifted. Something changed. A new energy crept into the building, subtle at first, then impossible to ignore. The crowd started buzzing differently. There was a ripple of confusion, then recognition, then absolute pandemonium. Because walking out onto that Madrid stage was Luar La L, and if you know, you know. And if you do not know, you are about to find out in the most intense way possible. Luar La L is not just a featured artist. He is one of the most respected names coming out of the underground Bronx drill and Latin trap scene. He carries a credibility that cannot be manufactured or bought. It has to be earned, song by song, block by block, and he has earned every single bit of it. The fact that Bad Bunny brought him out exclusively for Madrid, not any other city, not any other night, just Madrid, told you everything you needed to know about how special this moment was being treated. This was not a standard tour guest appearance. This was a deliberate, curated, once-in-a-lifetime moment. Together, they launched into Telefono Nuevo, and the energy in that arena transformed into something primal and electric. The two of them together on that stage created a contrast that somehow made perfect sense. Bad Bunny with his global superstar aura, and Luar La L with his street-certified underground intensity, feeding off each other, pushing each other, turning the performance into a full conversation between two worlds that rarely meet in the same room, let alone the same stage. The Madrid crowd, who had already given everything they had during Tití Me Preguntó, somehow found an entire second reserve of energy they didn't know they were carrying. What makes a moment like this so powerful is not just the music itself, it's everything surrounding it. It's the fact that people in that crowd flew in from different countries. It's the fact that some of them had been waiting for years to see Bad Bunny live, and this was their first chance. It's the fact that nobody outside of that arena knew this collaboration was happening that night. In an era where everything gets leaked and posted and spoiled before it even happens, this was a genuine surprise, a real shock that landed in real time among real people who had nowhere to run with the feeling except straight into it. The streets were already talking before the show even ended. Videos started flooding social media while the concert was going on, shaky vertical clips that somehow still captured enough of the atmosphere to make people watching from their phones feel that gut punch of having missed something irreplaceable. The comment sections were drowning in people tagging their friends, screaming in all caps, asking how this was real life. Because sometimes something happens in the world of music that cuts through all the noise and reminds you why live performance exists in the first place, why artists get on planes and set up stages in foreign cities, why fans save up money and buy tickets months in advance. It exists for nights exactly like this one. Bad Bunny has always understood something that a lot of artists miss. He understands that his audience doesn't just want to hear the songs, they want to feel seen. They want to feel like the person on that stage is genuinely giving them something real, something that costs something, not just going through the motions of a perfectly rehearsed production. And so when he performs Tití Me Preguntó with that level of energy on night 2, knowing he already gave Madrid one full concert the night before, he's making a statement without saying a single word. He is saying this city deserves everything I have, not everything I have left over, everything. The choice to bring out Luar La L exclusively in Madrid deepens that statement even further. Think about what that decision communicates. It says that Bad Bunny is paying attention to what his fans want, even beyond what they know to ask for. It says he is building a show that rewards the people who show up, the ones who are present in the room, not just streaming from home. It says collaboration and brotherhood still mean something in an industry where everything can feel transactional and calculated. Luar La L standing on that Madrid stage was a gift, not to the whole world, just to the people who were there. And the people who were there are never going to forget it. There's something about a concert experience that permanently rewires a part of your brain. You walk in as one version of yourself and you walk out different, even if it's in some small way you can't fully articulate. You remember the memory in your body, not just your mind. You remember how it felt to have the bass move through you. You remember the exact moment a song started, and you recognized it before the first word dropped. You remember looking around at thousands of strangers and feeling for just a few hours like you all belong to the same tribe. Bad Bunny's Madrid shows did all of that and then went several steps further. This is a man who grew up in Puerto Rico, who started making music in his bedroom, who uploaded songs online without any guarantee that anyone would listen, and turned that into a career that now fills arenas in Spain, performs exclusive collaborations with underground legends from the Bronx, and moves entire crowds in a language that much of the world is still learning to understand. That story is not small. It's not a minor detail. It's the whole foundation of why moments like this carry the weight that they do. When you know where someone came from, every step they take forward means something more. The night in Madrid was not just a concert, it was proof. Proof that the music travels, proof that the culture travels, proof that authenticity, real, unfiltered authenticity, reaches people in ways that no marketing budget can manufacture. You can't buy the kind of reaction that crowd had when Luar La L walked out. You can't engineer the feeling that washed over the arena when Telefono Nuevo started. That was organic. That was earned. That was the result of two artists who have put in the kind of work that doesn't lie. By the time the night was over, Madrid had been transformed. The people filing out of that arena were louder than when they walked in, buzzing with the specific energy of having witnessed something that will become one of those reference points people carry through the rest of their lives. Where were you when Bad Bunny brought out Luar La L? That is the kind of question this night produced. And the people who can answer it with "I was there" are walking around with something no one else can take from them. The second night in Madrid was supposed to be the follow-up. Instead, it became the headline. And somewhere out there, Bad Bunny is already planning the next thing that nobody will see coming. I would really appreciate your insights on this matter, so feel free to share your views in the comments. Additionally, remember to like, subscribe, and enable notifications to keep up with this story.